How's it going there, everybody? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys another 12 days of anime special segment videos. And for today's segment, guys, we are going to be talking about day number 12. Merry Christmas to every single one of you throughout the whole entire world. As day number 12, guys, I personally chose Bungou Stray Dogs, my one-time, straight-out favorite anime of the whole entire 2016 that stood out for me, as it was here on the spring and it was here in the fall. Honestly, though, guys, I enjoyed it both seasons, the first and second season. I have to say that both were amazing to an extent, that I personally thought that the way they had literary references throughout the whole entire both first and seasons was just amazing. To see the American authors, the Japanese authors, to see some. Now we're gonna get some Russian authors. Like I said, it's just amazing to see how the references go about, and to see the plot line. You just keep increasing its tension every time that you keep watching. That honestly, I thought to myself, Bungou Stray Dogs was the #1 spot for me. And honestly, guys, I have to say that once the second season started, they actually started to pick up, that the pace actually changed from the first season, because the first season was just a little bit of fun and introducing the main characters cast, and you could say the Japanese authors having have a clash between another Japanese authors called the Port Mafia. Like, it was like just another business that was basically like a mafia-esque like business model, but it's like instead of the Prohibition era, it's in the actual set in the regular time, like in the 20th century. And that's what I was thinking to myself, like, wow, like this is pretty amazing. Like, this anime is it just stands out. And honestly, even the intro and ending songs for both the first season and the second season was just amazing, and the audio visual quality of both this first and second season has not changed from there on. And I have to say, like I said, it's really entertaining, that I personally thought that it became the #1 spot for me. Even the main character itself changed drastically from the first and the second season. From the first season, you see him as a whimpering little coward, and then as the episodes continuing on, you literally see that change, that he becomes more firmer, more confident, and he becomes an actual detective, to be able to be walking on his own two legs, to make his own decisions, instead of actually looking to some of the actual former detectives themselves for pleading for help. Like I said, it just makes it more entertaining to see that. And even looking at some of the backstories between the actual back of the side characters, you could actually be entertained, because there's this one character named Daizai Osamu, who actually is like a suicidal maniac. In the first season, of course, he was basically like a joke and like a comic relief character. But once the second season started, that's just when everything just like I'm telling you, the climax of the story just kept increasing, because of the fact that we actually learn about some of the side story characters that I personally thought that made the story even more darker, due to the fact that we actually get to look at the past between Daizai himself, and seeing how he actually was involved in the Port Mafia, and seeing as how he was killing, how the Port Mafia was running its schemes throughout the when he was Yokohama. Like I said, it's just entertaining to see that. But I have to say that the reason that the second season is a little bit better in terms of execution was the fact, because the way they introduced the second season. The way they introduced the second season was because they showed Daizai, Oda, and Ongo. These three characters that were involved in the Port Mafia. These three characters, they had a very, very close and kindled friendship and relationship. Even though they were inside the Port Mafia, it was a very business-like model, but yet they were best friends. And the death of one of the main characters, named Oda Sakonosuke, by the way, sorry for stuttering right there, but Oda Sakonosuke, honestly, this character just stood out to me, because the way he changed the main character Daizai. Because when the first season, you looked at him and he's a very happy-go-lucky suicidal maniac, but when you look at the second season, you see just how dark this character is, just what he went through to become the person that he was in the first season. It was really amazing to see that drastic change, that the friendship that he had lost in the Port Mafia, the hatred he has for the Port Mafia, he's just going to be a force to reckon with in later future chapters. Even though already in the first season, we already know he's just this powerful character, but in the first scene, we just see just why this character is now more powerful, and there's a reason why poor Mafia members are actually even frightened when he comes into the battle scene itself. Like I said, it's just amazing. But hold on, guys, I'm not even done yet. It's because Oda Sokonosuke, he was actually involved in actually trying to kill this other members of the armed detective agency. I'm sorry, no, it was the Order of the Clock Tower. It was like this rebellious group of people that were like religiously being persecuted, and then from there on, you see Oda Sokonosuke. He was the only one that was able to go tackle this person because of the abilities that they have. And by the way, the characters inside this anime, they all have abilities based on the books that they wrote themselves, because remember, each and every character is based on either a Japanese author, an American author, a Russian author. Like I said, they're all based on authors, but their powers are based on the name of the books, which makes it super interesting, because if everybody knows the literary references, it makes it more interesting seeing how it is. For example, in the second season, there was a Scott Fitzgerald, and if you guys are familiar with his most famous book, The Great Gatsby, they involved that, and that was hilarious because we were wondering what's going to be his power, and apparently it had to deal with involving money, and which was hilarious, but it made sense that if he spends money, that's the more powerful he gets, and more strength, agility, and reflex he gets based on the amount of money he spends. And I thought it really fit his character. And also I believe it was John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath. His power actually fits in with it. Like I said, it just everything makes sense. And by the way, the Grapes of Wrath's power was basically, you could say, controlling plant nature, you could say, and he could able to hear the thoughts and emotions out of everybody just by touching them with the plants itself. Like I said, it's very entertaining to see how they went about with this anime, that the execution of it was just perfect in my honest opinion. And I can't wait if they make a season 3 or a following season. And the manga itself is just as good. The quality of the art of the manga is very, very, it's not as dark as shonen, you could say, shading. It's more or less to say thinner lines and lighter shading, just to emphasize the way the drawings are. Like I said, it's very entertaining to see both sides, manga and the anime, and I honestly say it was a grade A anime / manga series for me. But let me know down in the comments below as to what was your guys' favorite moment of Bungo Stray Dogs. And I have to say, guys, my favorite moment of Bungo Stray Dogs is Oda Sokonosuke versus the Order of the Clock Tower, where they were both facing off with both abilities, were just going at it. Because both of them had this ability where they can actually see each other 6 seconds in the future, and they could both predict as to what they can do. But the whole action sequence was just amazing, as they both stood there, guns face to face, and they literally were telling us, we're just gonna stand this all day. Let's just do it fist to fist. That's the only way to do this. And then from there on, the action sequences moves on. They were punching, kicking, shooting, like they were literally. It was a very fast action pace, and they were using one of the actual opening songs in order that, which made it more pumped up. And the way that they killed the character, they both shot each other, and of course they died, of course. But Daisai comes in too late to see that the masquerade that had happened there. In which then from there on, you see Oda's actual words say, live, Daisai, live, but be on the good side of people. That way your life will be meaningful. And I thought to myself, like, oh my god, this is just amazing. The dialogue that's been involved with each of the characters is just amazing. Like I said, some of it's a little cliche every now and then, of course, because, you know, it's anime. Of course, they have to follow some form of anime logic, just a tiny tad bit, but you kind of get lost in the transition of everything that's amazing in there. But like I said, guys, let me know down in the comments as to what was your favorite Bungo Stray Dogs scene. Is Bungo Stray Dogs your favorite anime? Because if it is, let me know, because I am a very huge fan of Bungo Stray Dogs. And if you guys want to send me a Christmas present, you know what to get me now. But like I said, guys, that's it for today's segment. Let me know down in the comments, and as always, guys, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more anime discussions. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful year. Merry Christmas to you all again. And like I said, guys, have a nice day. This is Mr. Zen, signing